एक दिन कभी जो खुद को तराशे, मेरी नजर से तू जरा, है रे आँखों से तेरी क्या क्या छुपा है, तुझको दिखाऊं मैं जरा. Even though you might not have liked me singing, I just tried as people were saying मेरी आवाज़ बड़ी अच्छी है. So why not? Hello, welcome to the 4th episode of Girl with 1000 Expressions. This is Sakshi Gupta. Stay with me. You will come to know how these lines are related to this episode. And Happy New Year to you. I know थोड़ा late है, but कोई ना, we are still in January. Don't you think we are all too wise now for resolutions on New Year, as we are too experienced that it's not gonna work out? Most of our resolutions don't have a why. We don't have a good reason to change. जब चीज़ें fruitful नहीं लगती ना, तो हम efforts डालना छोड़ देते हैं and we keep it aside. But in this episode, I'm going to give you a good reason why people in your life should be your first priority and why to keep the one who help you being you. People have a huge impact on us. Our lives, every problem and every experience is somehow in relation to other humans. Just think about it. When you're worried or stressed about office, is it because of the deadline or because you'll have to listen from your boss? When you get less marks, most of the time we are afraid यार हम teachers और parents को क्या जवाब देंगे. और जब हम घूमने जाते हैं ना, even in the solo trip, the highlight is we will get to meet new people. Any experience we remember, हम किसी को याद ही कर रहे होते हैं यार उनके साथ बहुत मज़ा आया था. And let me give you an example of a hike to know the role of people. When you're doing the hike, you will need someone until you are an expert. And in a game of life, none of us is an expert. You will require people. And there would be different kind of people you would meet during your journey to the top. Some would say, बस थोड़ा ही है, हो जाएगा जल्दी. 20 मिनट का रास्ता है, हम 10 मिनट में पहुंच जाएंगे. They'll motivate you to push harder and you can do it. Some will need your help and somewhere you will require others' help. And some would be saying that यार आगे बहुत slippery है, नहीं हो पाएगा, जाने दो, रात हो गई है. Some stones will seem too flat and too big that you will just give up. But there would be few who would hold your hand and say, yes, you can do it. और बस उन पे भरोसा करके you would be able to see something you haven't before, which would have been impossible without them. And before talking more on this, I would like to tell you why this question of knowing myself holds such an importance for me. इंसान ना जब किसी चीज़ में बहुत ख़राब होता है ना, तब उसके बाद उसे उस चीज़ को सही से करना आता है और उसे सही से करने की इंपॉर्टेंस पता लगती है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, जो लोग बचपन में बहुत बीमार रहते हैं वो एक्स्ट्रा हेल्थ कॉन्शियस होते हैं. When somebody loses all their money and have been in debt, become a financial guru one day. जिन लोगों ने अंडरग्रेड में बहुत मस्ती की होती है तो पोस्ट ग्रेड में कुछ करने का मन होता है. And this question of knowing myself is like that. And I realized how important it is for everyone. Because for a long time, I could not recognize myself and I have bear the consequences of it. I just wanted to do things because others were doing it. I lived in constant FOMO and खुद को cocoon में बंद कर लिया और सबको खुद से इतना बड़ा और बेटर समझने लगी just because of the sole reason कि खुद को कुछ नहीं समझा क्योंकि खुद को जाना ही नहीं. And these last 2-3 years after COVID was the start of my journey towards me. It started when I let go of some people who were not right for me. When Anup Jain said, मैं यहीं मेरी आँखों में तो देखो. And we could all relate because we all let people in our life who cannot see us. Do you know one of the reasons why do we all change in the first place? Because we try to fit in with people with whom we are not supposed to. For people we want to impress so that they could see us. We change ourselves bit by bit and lose ourselves. People can make you or break you, but you are the one who gave them that power. मैंने भी यही गलती की थी. I gave too much importance to a person who did not deserve that place. मुझे ना कॉलेज में लोग नहीं जानते थे क्योंकि मैं कहीं दिखती नहीं थी. I hid myself somewhere. People close to me would just make some excuse so that I don't go and hang out with my other friends and would not interact with anyone around. And if I'll do any of it, I'll be taken on a guilt trip. And if you're thinking कि मैं दूर क्यों नहीं गई and why did I listen? क्योंकि मैं डरपोक थी. और शायद ऐसी चीज़ों में हम सब हो जाते हैं. We just try to keep people around just so that we can avoid feeling lonely. And we get so dependent on someone that we cannot imagine ourselves without them. And in efforts to keep that momentarily pain away, we go far away from ourselves and keep those people in our life. मैंने ना खुद की importance and what am I bringing to the table कभी समझा ही नहीं. We always keep criticizing ourselves, and if people around us does the same, तो कैसे इंसान खुद पे विश्वास करे ना? So we stop believing that we deserve better, and that is why it is so important to know our worth and what are we, to choose the people who really deserve us. You will find the people with the most beautiful cover, but they might not be right for you. What are the things to look into someone if they are not just worth it? Let me share some behaviors and traits which we often ignore but are the greatest starting point to understand how to identify people who are not right for you. When being with them is like walking on an eggshell, you will take one step and it will crack. You have to think about everything before saying. When you have to dim your own light so that they can see themselves. For example, you won't tell your achievements or you let go of some opportunities so that they don't feel left out. Be like a dog star who still shines the brightest, irrespective of other trillion stars in the sky. When they are not happy with your happiness, you cannot share your happy moments, as they might feel bad or would not be interested. When your happiness is never their priority, or they never care about your feelings, how their actions are going to affect you. When they don't listen to your opinions and your discomfort and acknowledge it, they either ignore it and blame you for the behavior. When they somehow make you feel bad about yourself, like there's something wrong with you, pointing out your mistake is alright so that you can improve. But if it is with the intention of making you feel bad, then you need to introspect if such people deserve to be there. You hide some of your life events with them, as they might judge you. They accept few parts of you but not completely. Then you need to think about it. And all these things might also be because of your own insecurities or fears. So, in such scenarios, you should go and discuss about it with them. You'll know after the conversation if they are really interested in you. Do they accept you as you are? Do they care about your feelings? If they still make you feel the same, then you should take a call if they should be a part of your life or not. Similarly, what do we do wrong when we meet new people? We keep thinking about what they think of us. Am I interesting? Am I attractive? Instead of thinking what we think of them. Are we liking them? Because in start it is easy to catch anything wrong, but we are too busy to sell us instead of saying, are they worth it? There is a halo effect in psychology. In simple terms, जब किसी इंसान की कोई एक चीज़ बहुत सही होती है ना, तो हम अज्यूम कर लेते हैं उसके बारे में सब कुछ अच्छा है. करियर वाइज अगर वो बहुत अच्छा कर रहा है तो हम मान लेंगे यार सब कुछ अच्छा ही है. So next time, before going on a date or an interview, before selling yourself, just rethink. Is this person or a job a good match for me or not? Cover में खो मत जाना. And what are the things we can look into for people who are already present in our life? Before meeting them, do you try to avoid meeting? Do you feel anxious? And while meeting them, do you feel a space for yourself? Can you speak and feel heard? Whenever you meet someone, check how you feel after. Do you feel drained? Do you feel more energetic? How do you feel about yourself after meeting them? And now the pertinent question is, how to let go of people if you feel they are not right for you. Once I went out with a friend and she asked me, let's not put makeup this time, and I listened to her. I think at least for girls, makeup is a compulsory part of our routine, and I do it too. It is like a cherry on a cake and it makes you more beautiful. But for me, that day was very important because sometimes we need to shed some parts to realize they were not your part anyway, which I just assumed that makeup was necessary and I should do it. And just like makeup, we assume that people have been there for a long time in our life and they are just our part. And we ignore the thought that they might be affecting us in a negative way. So just rethink if someone is worth it, no matter how long they have been in your life. Are they just there or do they really deserve to be a part of your life? Just know that letting go of someone who takes you away from you will be a best decision for your life. When you're letting go of someone, if it is hard, just hold on to people who are yours, who love you, and it would be little less hard for you. On the other hand, there are some people whose presence is enough, as watching them motivates you to be yourself, like my mama. I see such a strong woman in her. I doubt myself a lot, but when I see her doing everything she makes her mind about, I believe in myself a little more. आखिर उनकी बेटी हूँ, जो सोचा है कर ही लूँगी. डर डर के करूँगी, पर कर ही लूँगी. She is always herself, which let me be me. कॉलेज में कुछ टाइम होता था when I could feel myself, when I could speak without hesitation, where I did not care, where I can laugh, where I can be me. किसी की परछाई नहीं. but it was rare and I used to crave for that moment. उस टाइम समझ नहीं आता था, पर अब आता है. I know some of you can think of those moments, but if you could think of a person with whom you could be like this, you are damn lucky. I know that because I am lucky, and I know I am lucky because I have seen the other side of a coin too. The people who are worth all the efforts are kind of people you don't have to change your identity. You can express yourself and your discomfort with them. They can see what a masterpiece you are and lift you up when you're not able to. You'll mix with them like a salt in water. They'll not judge you. They'll care, and you know they'll care. They'll care about your feelings, and because of these people, you can come close to your own core. Such people are rare who genuinely supports you and believe in you and are happy for you. They don't envy you and your success, instead always motivates you to do better. They listens to you. Let's talk about ambiverts. You'll agree, right? Most of us are ambiverts. We can speak in front of those where we feel the space, where we won't be judged for our stupid thoughts. When somebody can listen, another person can speak. And because of that reason, I think we should define people under the category of listeners and great listeners. Because that is a quality, or we could say that is an action. But being an ambivert is a reaction to it. So next time, define people on the basis of their listening capacity as compared to their speaking capacity. Sometimes we are the wrong one. So what can we do to be right for our people? Let other people be themselves. If you don't like them for who they are, it's your issue, but don't change somebody for you. Be a friend who listens and gives space and not judge. Try to understand the other person and their action before coming to a conclusion, and always try to have a conversation. Sometimes we are the one who is not vulnerable with others. Of course, not with everyone, but at least to someone close. And this problem is with me. शायद मेरे दोस्तों को मेरे बारे में मेरे पॉडकास्ट के थ्रू ज़्यादा पता लग रहा होगा. आई डोंट स्पीक अबाउट माई प्रॉब्लम्स. और ऐसा नहीं है कि सुनते नहीं हैं, पर शायद हम बोल ही नहीं पाते हैं बिकॉज वी आर अफ्रेड. So we have to try to speak about us, otherwise we won't feel close to people. We stop taking efforts to talk and meet. We are too hesitant कि वो busy होंगे या फिर हम इतने busy होते हैं. But I guess we should meet and call people more often. We should take efforts for right people. Never settle for people in our life, as they are a true treasure. If someone is not happy in your happiness, they are a no-no. If someone don't encourage you to be your weird self, they are a no-no. Some people will let you be, but some people will try to change you. Some will judge you and some will embrace you. Some people are gonna dislike you for who you are, so you can change yourself according to them, hoping one day they will appreciate you. Never lose yourself for another person. They are not worth it. They are never gonna appreciate you, no matter how hard you try. People who would be there for you in your craziest of endeavor and would support you. Search for those and settle for those, as they would help you become you. And at last, I want to add some story. I heard somewhere that Barack Obama and Michelle went to a dinner and the owner of the restaurant was her ex-boyfriend. And Obama told that if life would have been different, she would have been the owner of this beautiful restaurant. And she told, no, Obama, the restaurant owner would have been the president of America. Michelle played such an important part in Obama's life. One person can change your life. Still think people are not important? I could say with full confidence that I am myself because of people in my life who loved me for who I am. There were few people who embraced my silliness, my faults, and I lost myself because of some. I'm thankful to all those who could see me, as because of them I'm becoming myself, and it is very hard to find these people. But you can start by becoming one and let go of some people so that you could have space for right people. Till then, don't wear a cover and be yourself so that you could attract your kind of people, the people you really need. और बस ऐसे ही कुछ लोगों की वजह से you could sing. कल नहीं थी जो आज लगती हूँ, तोहफा है तेरा मेरी अदा. Let's choose the best people who embraces your individuality. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. Thank you for listening. I would love to hear from you guys. What did you find relatable and useful? Remember to smile. Cheers to you. Be you. Bye-bye.